Man, what day is it again today?
It's this Thursday!
All right, welcome back everyone to another special edition podcast. It is really hot out and a great time to stay indoors, safe, and catch up on TV and movies. So I was just wondering if anybody's seen anything good on TV lately.
Well, I've been rewatching The Mask with Jim Carrey and Cameron Diaz, and I love that movie. I've loved it all from when I was a kid. It's a classic, and it just brings back a lot of cool memories of when I was a kid watching that movie.
Man, that is such a classic. I love that movie. That was Jim Carrey was on one during that point in his career.
Yes,
wasn't he?
it was the height of his career, and
yeah, man, what a weird idea for a movie too.
yeah, exactly. But it was just so well done and entertaining.
Heck yeah. Have you guys seen that? You guys might be a little young. That came out.
I've seen somewhat of it. Like, I know that Jim Carrey's been in the film of, like, Sonic the Hedgehog a lot, but yeah, I think that was a wacky movie that they did with The Mask, where basically there's, like, this mask that gives you, like, Looney Tune-like powers.
Pretty
that
much,
could literally,
Yeah,
break the
yeah.
fourth wall or do some ridiculous.
So it turns into a cartoon character, right?
Correct.
Speaking of which, I think that was a cartoon back in the 90s.
Was it based on a cartoon?
Yeah. I remember seeing a little bit of it when I was a kid.
Gotcha, man. You would know. You have that encyclopedic knowledge of those old
In fact, I
cartoons.
prefer the cartoon. I don't know why they didn't make the movies animated entirely, because if you're going to make a movie based on an animated series, you should really make it the same traditional style as the TV series once was.
I would agree with you in most cases, Zach, but I just think that the movie was so well done that it kind of made up for that, in my opinion.
And it was almost animated too when he
Yeah,
was doing
yeah.
the cartoon stuff.
But Zach's got a good point. Be consistent, and there's nothing wrong with that.
To stay true, maybe they'll make one. Hey, nowadays, remaking movies is all the rage, just like we've talked about in our other
Yeah, they're
other
making
episodes.
live action versions of all kind of movies that were cartoons.
They're turning cartoons live action. They're turning live action cartoons. So,
Yeah, like Lion King. I feel like we could do without Lion King, but
right.
it's fine if you like it or not.
We had a whole conversation about that in one of our other groups.
The live action Mulan was a disgrace compared to the original animated movie.
They cut out so much that make the original so good, and it's like unnecessary.
Yeah.
Like, why you had to put that out?
And it's a more of a mockery to Chinese culture than the original. I can guarantee you that.
Dang. Yeah.
Was anybody else seen anything good on TV lately?
I'm big into hip hop, and there's this show that I don't know if my mom watches it, but I think she does because it's on one of her favorite channels. It's called Love and Hip Hop Atlanta.
Oh, I've heard of that.
Yeah.
I've heard of it too. I've seen commercials, but I've never seen it actually.
Yeah, what is that about, Destiny? It's about like people looking for romance in the world of hip hop music.
Yeah. And it kind of reminds me because I've actually been to Atlanta before, and there's a hip hop artist that I love so much, and she's from Atlanta as well.
Oh, who's that?
Janelle Monáe.
Janelle Monáe. Oh,
Yeah.
she had a song called "Plain Gold Ring" that came out. Yeah, when I was in my 20s. She's good, and she's still making music today, right?
Yeah.
Tyrone. Like you
Can't
got
you ever heard of the show called Baddies?
baddies. No,
Yeah.
I have not. What's come on?
I don't remember what it come on, but my sisters and them watches the show called Baddies. Basically, it's about a show where it's these girls, these women that live in the house together, and sometimes they fight each other and this and that because like it's a lot of cussing, a lot of drama, a lot of fighting. It's a lot. So.
Sounds like fun. do you watch shows like that, Terry?
I mean, I don't watch it like that, but yeah.
Kind of like a Jersey Shore type of vibe.
I'm more into like horror movies and comedy movies.
Yeah, man. There's some good horror movies coming out this summer.
Yeah, they got the one movie that I'm going to go see called Megan 2.0.
Oh yeah.
I've heard
It
of
comes
that.
out this Friday. Yeah,
The first one was
the
awesome.
first one was awesome.
Okay.
Heck yeah.
But I think this was gonna be better because it's more in the trailers I've seen. It's more dolls that's in it than one. It's more of them. So
Oh, it's not just Megan going
Not
around
just Megan.
making mischief.
Yeah.
So are there any other movies that are horror or whatever that you're gonna see this summer?
Probably a new movie that Jenny Ortega gonna be in. Scream, I think 7.
7.
Yeah, she plays good in her movies, and also I'm gonna watch Wednesday when it comes out.
She's good.
Yeah, she's
I love
very good.
Wednesday. I've watched that the first season. That was awesome.
Yeah, it was. I can't wait till the second season comes on.
Same.
Okay, yeah, looking forward to it.
I actually, another thing I like to do, I like watching horror videos on YouTube. On this channel called One C Entertainment, and they have a lot of like horror and like scary story videos that I like to listen to.
Oh, neat. I listen to scary stories on YouTube as well. I have to write that down for later. What was it called, Destiny?
It's called One C Entertainment.
One Seat. Cool.
Oh, okay. I think it's just the number 1 and then the letter C. I
One C. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. If anybody at home wants to check that out. And you said it's just like a person telling horror stories?
Yeah.
Neat. Sounds right up my alley. I like falling asleep to that, weirdly enough.
Whatever
don't know what that says about.
Whatever gets you to sleep.
It does. One horror movie I'm looking forward to is 28 Years Later.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's basically like, so they made a remake of the 28 Days Later.
Well, it's a sequel. It went 28 days, 28 weeks.
Yeah, and then
It skipped
20
months.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I didn't realize this. A friend pointed it out. The release date of 28 Years Later is exactly 28 years after 28 Days Later came out.
Yeah.
Which blew my
That's
mind.
wow.
They've
Yeah.
been right.
That's awesome.
Pretty crazy. I think that one just came out last week.
Yeah.
I'm gonna wait until this coming Tuesday so I can see it cheap for $7.
Tyrone, what did you
At
think about?
Verizon. Oh, go ahead, Nick.
Tyrone, what did you think about Children of the Corn?
Ooh, have you ever seen those?
What?
Children of the Corn? Those old movies? Those
I
are
don't
kind
watch. I don't watch those type of movies. I don't watch where kids are possessed by demons and stuff. I don't watch that stuff.
It's freaky.
Now I watch scary comedy. That's what I watch.
Okay, so like scary movie too.
Yeah, I
Scary
watch
movie?
that type of stuff. I don't watch that creepy stuff where you got
Creepy kids.
the only kid movie that I watched that was the kid was possessed was this one actor that I actually liked. I forgot her names, but she plays on her little sister plays on the Megan movie. And then basically they got the older sister and the younger sister playing the same movie. It's called, I mentioned it before on another podcast. It's called The Curse of a Necklace or something like that. Remember that movie? Mm-hmm. Yeah, something like that. It's on Tubi. So,
Yeah, we looked up the preview to it. It looked pretty
yeah,
cool.
yeah. So that's I basically will watch that because anything with my favorite actresses and stuff in it, I'll watch it. So yeah.
So you like to be entertained. You don't like to be scared.
Yeah.
Well, does anybody else know any good TV shows? I have not found anything good to watch on TV.
Well, there's two things I've been interested in for some reason. It was like Dragon Ball Z and then basically Spider-Man.
Are there new shows coming out, or are you catching up on old ones?
I'm catching up on old ones because I feel like that when you play the video games and stuff, they have such a nostalgic feeling about telling the story, but it doesn't give you like this full perspective that you may not know if you're just playing the games and all that.
Yeah, I gotta.
It's crazy because you have like Gohan and basically how from the very beginning, it always felt like he had some sort of potential. Even if he was like locked up in one of those orbs by like Raditz, and he saw his father being senseless, there was like something that triggered him within that rage of fear and anger for the ones he loves and him feeling like their lives are at jeopardy. So he lashes out at this powerful force of anger that gives him that power, and he attacks Raditz. But it even gets references from like later on, like a couple seasons later. Like, remember that Gohan fought Cell?
I've actually never watched Dragon Ball Z. I'm sorry. Has anyone here
I have, yes.
got into it?
It's cool.
All my friends in high school were into it, so I've seen a couple episodes, but I'd kind
It's
of
a
say
big
no.
franchise. I mean, and those are the kind of shows and movies I like. That's why I like Star Wars so much because there's video games, and books and movies and
Mm-hmm.
Everything.
it's just such a cool story. And you can really get into it.
And Dragon Ball Z is kind of like that too. It's like expansive.
I like expansive.
I think Dragon Ball Z is the best one in the whole entire series. Forget Dragon Ball Super, forget Dragon Ball GT. Dragon Ball was good, but Dragon Ball Z just hits a certain way where it tells a way in the storytelling that it feels like it's a natural flow. And it's just like they use references from past seasons and episodes of what happened in the past, bring it on to the continuation of Dragon Ball Z or other seasons of Dragon Ball Z and carry on to that season.
So
Like,
really good story writing, huh?
yeah, I would say so. Like, basically, how I don't like Super is because they made it all about Goku. Where basically, like, I like the Cell Saga because they gave, like, Gohan a chance to shine. Because one of his worst fears is always fighting. He doesn't like fighting at all.
Isn't that what that show's all about?
Yeah, pretty much.
Is that all they do on there?
And it's like, Gohan has to find this inner self within him to unleash the full power of his potential when he's fighting Cell. But the one thing that did trigger him was him seeing his own father die. And then basically, one of the androids that has been nothing but kind and nice, that hasn't killed anyone, just get his head smashed in by Cell because he calls him pathetic. And then basically he's like insulting Gohan and basically being like, "Where's your power, boy? Give me that full strength." And then basically, if he doesn't give him that strength, he's going to be like, "You pathetic little insect."
I swear I've heard that quote before.
Yeah, that sounds harsh though.
It does.
He is a harsh guy. Like, a villain needs to be that way. Where that basically they have to be this dislikable power of intimidating force. And basically, Gohan got so triggered that he turned Super Saiyan 2, and he was about to end it. He was like, "You know what? I had enough of this." And it's like he was refusing to fight for like so many times. Like Goku, his father, could turn on the fight instead, but he was thinking like there's always been something within Gohan that I want to see as a father, as him unleashing that true power of a warrior he could bring out, that he's been training for with me. In the Timabolic time chamber, what the heck that thing was called, where the time is like infinite, where basically like what may seem like a long time in the Timabolic time chamber slows down time than it does in the actual world. So it's like if you
kind of time travel,
in some sense, yes, but it's like a whole of time where basically you gain the most power by just training in there.
Very cool.
Which is a fast way of getting strong.
Nick, I hate to cut you off, man, but we are getting dangerously low on time here.
Okay.
Does anybody have any last minute TV or movie recommendations for our people at home?
I was also gonna add too that we actually decided for our CP to stay inside, and we went to the movies on Tuesday this week.
Oh, you just went to the actual movies?
Yeah.
Movie theater?
Uh-huh.
Oh, cool. What did you see, Destiny?
This new movie called Elio. I fell asleep to it, of course, but yeah. Yeah.
Nice. Do you remember what it was about? It said Elio?
Yeah.
Anybody heard of that one?
Didn't look good to me.
You have? Jess?
What movie was it?
The only thing I've heard about it is that the McDonald's has toys in their Happy Meals, but
Oh.
based on the couple of toys, I was like,
Just a man.
yeah, doesn't look like a typical Disney Pixar. Not as good as they usually do.
Shoot.
That's a miss
Well,
nowadays.
I think Disney is not. In my opinion, Disney's gone downhill a lot the last.
I'd have to say, yeah.
I mean, really, it's just
They're running out of ideas.
they are.
There's only so
I
many
think
good
that's
ideas.
one of the reasons why they're remaking all of their old classic cartoons into live action.
That and they're afraid of getting sued for inaccurate whatever. So.
Yeah, they're just not. They're
And
not.
it's ironic because they have a pretty scary legal force, from what I heard.
I'm sure they do.
They are not producing good original material. They're just with the live action. They're basically just recreating,
been-
rehashing out their classics and re-releasing them as live action.
Hasn't it been a bit more political too? How they approach these themes? That feels like it's unnecessary.
Yeah, they have warnings for about the original Aladdin films on Aladdin on the Disney Plus thing, but they refused to put the Aladdin Arabian Nights series on there for some reason.
It was kind of culturally insensitive. Think about it.
And I think I'm glad that they're thinking about that, but at the same time, they're all good movies and they shouldn't be forgotten, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially with the main actors being dead and whatnot.
Yeah.
It's not like they're meant to be
Insulting to their
racist,
memory.
you know?
What have you been watching, Zach?
I've been on archive.org because that's the only place I can actually see Shining Time Station in its full form and whatnot. It's actually how Thomas and Friends was introduced. It starred Ringo Starr and later George Carlin as the 18-inch tall Mr. Conductor.
Yeah, so you've been going back through and watching
Yeah, you can see the whole series on
Shining Time.
archive.org.
Really? It's all up there for free.
Yeah.
So yeah, guys, if you're listening at home, archive.org, ARCHIVE,
I've seen things on
has
it.
so many cool older cartoons, TV shows,
Yeah.
things that the intellectual property
You check
rights
that out.
have kind of fallen off, aged out of. Yeah. So archive.org is an amazing resource, free website to use.
I know. I mean,
I want to watch some Devilman on there.
There's even full movies on
There are.
archive.org.
Yeah, full
There are.
movies. Sometimes you can get computer programs for free. That's a great recommendation, Zach. Thank you. All right, guys. Well, thanks everyone at home for listening. Hope you figured out a couple new things to check out. And we're going to wrap this one up.